Welcome, ladies, and welcome to Marketing with Ease and Authenticity. And this is Claire Luffin, Business Mentor. I especially help the mompreneurs out there. I love all women. I have a special sweet spot in my heart for mompreneurs. I especially help the service-based women entrepreneur, one who really wants to figure out how to build her business like around her family, super streamlined, highly profitable, many times wanting to work part-time hours, right, 20 to 30 hours a week. And I'm just glad that you're here on the webinar. And I know that many of the people who signed up are completely new to me. So you might be thinking, who is this Claire character? I only saw a couple of familiar names. This is something actually I didn't even promote, if you will, to my list. So these are, I know most of you have never heard of me before ever. So again, thanks for giving me your precious time today. And so that's me and my husband. We were actually recently in Jamaica. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Jamaica, but it was beautiful. It was so wonderful. And then that is my son. He just turned 8, Dylan. And they're really the reason that I'm doing this business. I had the deep burning desire to get back into the home. I truly wanted to get into the home, and it was just such a calling. And it is now my life mission to help women, regardless of what reason they want to get in the home. But many people are probably like me. My husband is a teacher here in North Carolina, and any of you who are familiar with North Carolina teacher salaries know they get paid nothing. Not only do they get paid nothing, but they haven't received an increase in like 7 years. And for me to be able to stay home, I was the primary breadwinner. I knew that it wasn't going to be a business, you know, $1,000, $2,000 a month. I mean, it was going to be a significant business, and I want to help other women that are wanting to do that, right? That want to make such a difference for their families, such a difference for their clients, and who are wanting to consistently earn $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month. So it is truly my life purpose, and I know it's exactly what God wants me to do because I love it. I love my clients, and I'm actually also, my husband and I, like I said, he's a teacher, but recently, back just in July, we purchased a brick and mortar store. So I am the marketing VP for that business. It's actually a video game store and a video game lounge. So the kids, like my son, they love to come and they're able to play game, you know, Wii and PlayStation 3, and they're able to grab any of the games off the wall and actually play on the huge screen. So it's actually been so wonderful over the last 3 months, taking everything I know about how to grow an incredibly successful online business and actually apply that to a brick and mortar. And you would think it would be so different, but it's really not. It's truly not. The success habits to run a business are the same, whether it's a brick and mortar or whether it's an online business. But again, I'm just glad that you're here. But enough about me. You signed up for this webinar for a reason, and we talked about in this webinar, or when you opted in, that it was going to be how to market with ease and authenticity. And I know that so many people, if you can relate, please share in the chat function. If you can relate, she is stressed out, Susan. I mean, she knows that she knows she can do this. I mean, truly, she knows that there are people out there she's meant to help. She's already been helping clients get great results, but she's finding a hard time finding new clients, right? She feels like she's always going through this feast or famine, and she just feels like it's such a struggle, right? She wants a waiting list of people wanting to work with her, but that's not her reality right now, and she's not seeing those consistent financial results that she wants or that she needs. I mean, this stressed out Susan, unfortunately, she's waking up sometimes in the middle of the night being like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I do it? Like, do we have enough money to pay the bills? Am I going to have to go back and get a JOB? And it shouldn't be such a struggle, ladies. I mean, I completely understand. I can completely relate. I've been there, and I know it's such a hard place to be because, you know, like I said, you've been getting clients' results, and you know that you can do it, but you might have a great month and then it's followed by 2 months of stress and the finances not being there. We don't want that to be for you. And many times this stressed out Susan, she's just overwhelmed by this whole marketing thing, right? She's great at what she does. She's great as a coach. She's great as a massage therapist. She's great as a healer. She's great as an accountant. So this whole other aspect of marketing just completely overwhelms her. Many of it sort of feels icky, right? She's like, oh my gosh. So good, people could relate, absolutely. Thank you, Tori. Anyone else, go ahead and share in the comment function if you can relate. She's paralyzed by fear. And as many of you know, I mean, most of you probably are service-based providers like myself. When I say a service-based provider, you are trying to figure out a way to package you ultimately, right? Your services, your expertise, your solution to help clients get results. And if we as a business owner are paralyzed by fear and working from this place of fear, we're making fear-based decisions, that's not going to get your business where you want it to be. You know, you're getting fear-based results truly from that. And if we're focused on our business and getting our business off of life support, how are we supposed to help our clients get these transformational results, right? So anyone can relate to stressed out Susan, please let me know and know that I completely understand. It's not a fun place to be, and it does not need to be like that. So let's talk about how to turn things around for this stressed out Susan. And we're going to be talking about, we're actually in this webinar, which is Marketing with Ease and Authenticity, we're going to be talking about the top part of this streamlined profit funnel. But just real quick, I wanted to share, this is what it takes to have a profitable business, to have all aspects of a super streamlined profit funnel up and running. Again, we're going to be talking about the marketing piece. And with the marketing piece, we want lots and lots of new ideal clients entering our profit funnel each and every month. So this marketing, right, if we're not doing this, if we're not marketing with ease and authenticity, we simply don't have these people coming into our funnel. So who the heck are we going to convert into clients, right? It's going to be dry and barren down there. So this top part of the funnel is how to meet more and more of your ideal clients. And how to, you know, folks who are attracted to your brand, to your message, folks who you don't need to convince that they need to work with you, right? They're attracted to your message, and that you are working, you're doing that, you're attracting them by working an authentic marketing plan consistently. So that's really going to be the focus today. And then a marketing plan that actually also, I always recommend that it have, a marketing plan has a mix of online and offline strategies. I mean, most of my clients are in other states. I've never even met them, but I have offline strategies, right? I'm part of networking groups. Actually, I lead my own networking group. There's times when I do free workshops, complimentary 90-minute workshops locally in the area to meet people. But most of my strategies are online. And so it's a mix of online and offline. But also it's a mix of strategies where people are like sort of dripping into my list or onto my list and into my funnel, and ones where it is like I'm opening up the floodgates, like a webinar. With each webinar that I do, when I do 1 to 2 webinars a month, I want to be adding 80 to 100 people that are signed up for each webinar. That's just one example. I've got a couple of these open up the floodgate strategies. So we want to find a couple of those strategies that we're doing consistently, and we get to almost like, again, where it's rinse and repeat, right? You know, there's not a lot of work involved. You just keep doing it, and you keep doing it consistently every single month. So then once we do that, we've got these people who have come into our space, and that's when we want to deepen that relationship with them. We do that through our keep in touch strategies, and then as we're developing a relationship with them, we want to be able to convert them into whatever we have to offer, right? Through our sales conversations, through our website, through this irresistible offer that we've packaged our service and our expertise to the point where our clients are so hungry for that. They're like, oh my gosh, that is perfect. That is exactly what I need. So there is a lot to this funnel. I actually do a webinar where we just break down the funnel. So that's the technical part of the profit funnel. That's the nuts and bolts of having a business. But then it's also, we add on to it how we're working our business, right? Our work habits, the systems that we have, how we're managing our time, how we are managing our email, you know, how we're managing the money in our business. All of that is absolutely critical. They're what I call our 6-figure success habits. And then we also have everything that's going on between our ears, our mindset. Because ladies, if you believe you can make your business a thorough success, you're right. And if you have doubts and you're worrying and you're not exactly sure if you can make your business work, you're right. You're right either way. And I sometimes believe about 80% of success comes from our mindset, right? And I could teach a class just on that, on figuring out, what is it you really want, and how do you like almost impress upon what you want almost daily, right? So your subconscious mind is really seeing the possibilities, and it's getting away from this place of worry and lack and doubt. And so that's actually the profit funnel. Today, again, we are going to be talking about the top part of the funnel. But we absolutely need all parts of a funnel to have that business that I call, that family-focused, super streamlined, highly profitable business. But today what we're going to be talking about, what you signed up for this webinar, is let's first talk about what's been sabotaging you from getting more and more clients. And how can you actually get more clients, by actually doing less. We're going to talk about a variety of marketing strategies because there's so many different strategies out there. Don't feel like you need to be doing what everyone else is doing. I mean, feel like you can almost go against the grain, if you will, because it's so important that marketing strategies are strategies that fit your personality. They feel authentic. That's when it's really going to work. If something, just because someone said you should be doing strategy A, B, and C, and it feels so weird and inauthentic, don't do it. So let's talk about different strategies. And then I want to also show you an example of when you can get pen to paper and create a marketing plan, what that would look like. So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So let's just go ahead and dive on in. Let's talk about what's been sabotaging you. And one of the things that's been sabotaging you, and let me know in the chat function if you can relate, because this is happening over and over and over again, is that folks are we are getting sidetracked by this shiny object syndrome, right? Because there's so many marketing strategies at your disposal. And ladies, that is such a blessing. I mean, we truly are blessed right now. We have so many strategies at our disposal that are low cost or free. Such a blessing. However, it is such a challenge because you have so many marketing strategies at your disposal. We're getting overwhelmed, and we're going from thing to thing to thing. And a lot of time we're going from thing to thing because we're just looking for that one magic marketing strategy, magic bullet. Right? We're like, oh, if I could just get, YouTube. YouTube is it for me. That's going to be my magic bullet. So we're searching from thing to, and then we do YouTube for a little bit. We're like, oh, that didn't work, right? And part of it is feeling like there's this overnight success. And ladies, there's not. Don't listen to the hype. There's not overnight success. It's not join this company and, you'll be a millionaire, or sign up for this program and you'll be a millionaire. There's no such thing as overnight success. None. And what's been sabotaging us, again, is feeling like we just need to figure out that perfect marketing strategy that's just going to like open up the floodgates and, we're going to become this instant, like our practice is going to be completely full. Ladies, it's less about what you do, so it's less about the strategy. It's all about how you do it. All right, so let's say you attend this program on Twitter, right, and Twitter can be a phenomenal strategy, but it's not the strategy. It's how you do it. It's your consistency. Are you going to keep on showing up on Twitter? Are you going to be engaging on Twitter? That's truly what it's about. I'd love to go ahead and sort of quote that. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. All right. Another thing is, I'm sure, let me know if you can relate in the chat function. So, okay, sorry, Becca, here that is. Hopefully, Becca, hopefully you're able to hear. Yes, there's an additional thing to do to be able to hear. You either click on the little audio feature, or there's a little green button, or you can go ahead and call in. But hopefully you're able to hear now. But anyway, in the chat function, let me know if you can relate to sort of this comparison mentality, right? We're like, but look at her, especially someone that's in the same type of business as us. We're like, look at her. It comes so easy to her. I want to be like that. Oh my gosh, she's not having these struggles. Are you kidding me? Yes. First of all, that comparison trap, I know we're all prone to it, but let's let's try our best to stop. It's bringing us zero good. And if she could truly tell you her story, it's not like she was this overnight success. She worked her business and she worked it consistently, right? And she'll probably tell you about some of those nights she was crying herself to sleep. So please, let's not be on this search for this magic bullet marketing strategy because we think that these other people were these overnight success and it just must have been the strategy that got her there. Again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Another huge thing, and this is crippling women business owners over and over and over again, is we're moving on way too soon. We're moving on from one strategy to the next before you even got the benefit, right, the fruits of your labor from that strategy, right? So maybe you're wanting, maybe having a website and blogging is going to be a marketing strategy. As I'm sure you know, anyone that's got that strategy up and running, there's a lot to it. Getting that blog site up, right? Figuring out what am I going to blog about, right? And figuring out how do I do this and how do I utilize this. There's a lot. It's like pushing that boulder up a hill. But what happens, I can't even tell you how many blog sites I have found that they've gone dormant, right? The business owner has not posted in months. That is doing no good. You spent all of this time and energy to get that strategy up and running, but then we let that boulder come on back down the hill. It rolls back down before we got it to the other side of the hill, right, where it was going down and had it's a life of its own, right? It was just gaining momentum. You're not benefiting from that gift of momentum. And we're chopping our legs off. We truly are. And many people are doing this over and over and over and over again. So hopefully, if you give a strategy a try and, you know, after a month or two of doing it consistently, you're like, oh, it's not working. Hopefully you hear me in the back of your mind saying, girl, keep doing it. I believe it generally takes us, generally speaking, about 3 months of consistently doing something for you to truly see if it's a strategy that's going to pay off or not. Okay, so again, hopefully you'll hear me in the back of your mind saying, girl, are you kidding me? Give it more time. Get good and consistent with that. Another thing is really goes hand in hand, but folks saying, well, that strategy didn't work, right? I went to that networking event and it just didn't work for me. Sometimes they even say, well, I didn't sell anything at that networking event. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if you went to that networking event thinking the intention that you were just going to give your business card to everyone and you were going to make a sale, you went in completely with the wrong intention. Any marketing strategy, part of your marketing plan, is about gaining that know, like, and trust factor, which I'm sure you've heard about, right? It's a relationship. Whether that's a relationship online or offline, it's a relationship. And it takes time to foster a relationship, right? Just think about any other relationship in your life. When you met your husband, your spouse, I'm sure you weren't ready to get married that first day of meeting him. That's what marketing is about. Actually, I like to think of that dating analogy a lot when I think about sales and marketing. So I do not believe you can say that networking event did not work for you because it takes time for people to get to know you. So I would say, have you been consistent? Did you go to 2 live networking events a week? Did you have at least one one-on-one a week, you know, right before or right after that networking meeting? You do that consistently. You do that consistently for 3 months, and then let's talk. Let's see what's working or what's not working. Or when folks say, like, a social media platform, like Facebook doesn't work for me. You know, I don't get any new clients from Facebook. And I'll be thinking, well, let's look at your Facebook page. And again, I'll be like, girl, you haven't posted in like weeks. You've gone completely silent. You know, how is that supposed to be a strategy that works for you? So then I would say something like, well, post consistently. Let's say after your post 3 times a day and you're going on to Facebook, you know, just 15 minutes or so. You're not spending all your time there, but 15 minutes or so a day just to engage and respond with your fans. If you're doing that consistently, then let's talk. So I don't know if you can relate to any of that, right? Giving up too soon or just feeling like a strategy just does not work without giving it that full 3 months of consistent effort. Another thing that's sabotaging folks is marketing to anyone and everyone. I don't know if you've ever been, like, let's say a networking event where, you know, that person who does, they go around the room and they almost shove their business card in your face. And sometimes I'm looking at it, I'm like, I am so not your ideal client. Like, so not your ideal client. Now that business owner probably goes home and thinks, oh my gosh, that event did not work. Well, because you didn't work it the way networking is supposed to be worked, and you are marketing to anyone and everyone. I was not your ideal client, so you just sort of wasted a business card on me. You wasted, and then it just sort of turned me off. When you can know exactly who you are meant to market, you can spend your time so much more wisely, because you figure out where are they going to be, online and offline, where they be open to hearing my message. How would I start building a genuine relationship with them, right, without being salesy? And so that's sabotaging people over and over and over again. And I can relate. When I was a Mary Kay sales director, if you would ask me back in the day before I understood truly sales and marketing, I would have said, well, everyone's a client of mine, like a potential client of mine, right? Anyone with skin is a client of mine. But that makes marketing nearly impossible. That's when it can feel icky, right, when I'm just trying to give my little spiel to anyone, everyone that's like within a 3-foot radius of me. That's not, to me, that doesn't feel authentic, so it's not going to work for me. So that's a big thing. Another thing that's tripping folks up, okay, there was a question about how do we determine which strategies to try first. So absolutely, we're going to talk about that. I've got sort of this formula to figure out what those three strategies are to start with, and I recommend starting with 3 strategies. So absolutely, Kate, we're going to go ahead and get to that question. So absolutely. Great. So another thing that's tripping us up is not marketing consistently. And this is something I hear over and over and over again. Now, you've probably seen this time matrix, Stephen Covey, and we want to spend more and more of our time here. This is the magic, I don't want to say magic bullet. This is when you can create true magic in your business, is when you're focusing more of your time in quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 are things that are super important to bring your business forward, but not urgent. Okay, so what happens is we spend so much of our time here in urgent. Now, things that are important and urgent, but we're spending way too much time here, they seem urgent, but they're really not that important. They're not really moving your business forward. They don't need to be done today. They can be done tomorrow, type of thing. Important and not urgent, this is your marketing activities. I see 2 big things actually in this quadrant. This is every 3 months I create for myself a 3-month success plan where I look strategically at my business and I sort of give my month themes, right? Like so I'll be doing this again for October, November, and December, planning out the last 3 months. So I'll sort of figure out what are those projects, the focus for October, what projects to move my business forward in November, and what projects to move my business forward in December. I generally have about 4 to 6 projects each 3 months. Now, that is so important, is for me to do that, and every single week look at what my focus is for that month and ask myself, now what? Now what? What can I do to move these projects forward? These are real strategic projects that are getting my business where it needs to be, but not urgent. I would never have a client calling up and saying, I cannot believe you are not working on that, on your 3-month success plan. I cannot believe you're not doing this new thing or not that new thing. No one's going to be saying that. So it's so important for us to be scheduling that time into our calendar and to really be doing that. That's also true with marketing. You're generally never going to have someone call you up and say, I can't believe you didn't hold a one-on-one last week with someone at that networking meeting. I can't believe you didn't send out your e-newsletter. I can't believe you didn't post on Facebook today. No one's going to be doing that. It's not urgent for other people. So what happens is we put it on the back burner. Not only because it's not urgent, but like I said, if it could take 3 months or so sometimes, 3 months or so for us to see the results, we're prone to putting it on the back burner because we want instant results, right? So that we want instant results. We're not seeing instant results, so we let that boulder fall back down the hill and we're off to something else. So ladies, please remember that. It's that we're not marketing consistently. Another thing that goes hand in hand with this, and again, any of these that you're relating to, please share in the chat function. I'd love to see. This is something, especially with my mompreneurs that I work with. I love my mompreneurs dearly. This is something I'm hearing so consistently is, okay, so many of them might take the summer off, or they really slow down in the summer, which is June, July, and August. So they're generally not marketing hardcore, right? They put so many of those things down on the back burner. So June, July, and August. Now, if I say there's a 3-month delay, June, July, and August of not working your business consistently, you're going to feel the lack of business results in September, October, November. So these folks, right, September, their kids are back to school, and they're like, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to work. Where is everyone? Where are all my clients? And I want to say, well, let's take a look at what you were doing 3 months ago. June, July, and August, you know, they're ready, but again, there's this 3-month delay. So if we take that time off, June, July, and August, our September, October, November, we're hurting. And then what happens? It's time for the holidays. So we take like half of November and December off, right? And then January comes and we're like, we're ready to go. Where is everyone? Well, you just took the last 3 months off. So that ends up being almost 3/4 of a year. Now, I don't want to say, I mean, part of my ultimate goal is that I do take a whole entire summer off. We live at our beach house, which we don't have yet, but we will. We live at our beach house. So, but please know that I'm going to set up my business to do that and to sustain that. And you could bet your bottom dollar there's going to be marketing that's still going on. That's almost happening on auto drive. Not as hardcore as the rest of the year, but I'm not going to let that boulder slide back down the hill. I know how hard it is to get a boulder that is stopped, right? And get that into action or into motion. So that boulder will keep going, just maybe at a slower pace. So please know I'm not about not taking time off, because I'm all about that, trust me. But if anyone can relate, and now September and you're ready to get going and you're like, where is everybody, right? So that's the key thing to ask yourself. So bottom line, what's been sabotaging many people is we're marketing to anyone. So it's just a watered down message. You know, we don't know where the heck we're supposed to be because everyone is everywhere. Bottom line, we're lacking consistency. Like I said, it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you're doing it. So less is truly more, which we're going to talk about. And bottom line is putting those marketing activities that are super important but not urgent, remember that time quadrant, on the back burner. So that's bottom line what's been sabotaging you. You could probably relate to some of them. Maybe could any of you actually relate to like almost all of them? So please share in the chat function. I'd love to see. And know you're not alone. We need to do something, right? We need to change it, but you're definitely not alone. But we're going to do things differently, right? Because you don't want to be struggling. So the second thing is, well, how do we get more clients? By actually doing less. And that's my philosophy, less is more. I mean, there's going to be some of you that truly are working way too hard, but you're just doing a little bit of everything, right? You run and you do a trade show, and then you do this, and then you do that, and then you're over on Twitter and you're doing this, but you're just doing a little bit of everything, so you're spread so thin that you're not getting your bang for your buck. And to be honest, there's some of you that simply are not marketing nearly enough. Like one thing that I'm having my one-on-one clients do right now is I've given them a blank October, November, and December. And their activities from their marketing plan, they're putting down here. So when are they doing their webinar? When are their e-newsletters going out? Which social media platforms are they posting on, how frequently? When are they going to their networking events? When are they giving free live workshops? When are they, when are they doing this? When are they doing that? And if some of you that are listening on the webinar, if I gave you that October, November, and December, it might look pretty scarce, right? It might be just a little bit here and a little bit there, which is not enough to, remember that top part of the profit funnel, we want lots and lots of your ideal client filling into your profit funnel. So how can we do this? So how can we get more clients by doing less? Again, a huge part is knowing who you're marketing to. And I'm sure you've heard this before at Target Market, but most folks probably have not done it. And I actually encourage you to go even a step further and actually identify an ideal client character, a person. It could be a fictional person, but it's not someone who's between, a guy or a girl between the ages of 40 and 60. No, it's somebody. She's like my ideal client, she's 38 years old, and her name is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. And knowing who you're marketing to and building that relationship with them. So investing in building that relationship so you're not always needing to find new. Once someone enters your funnel, You're building that relationship with them. I see that as the dating process. So instead of thinking of sales as marketing as like transactions, or okay, I made that transaction, now let me go find someone new, you're really thinking in terms of relationships. And another thing about getting more clients by doing less is this is an important paradigm shift. Knowing and being okay with the fact that not everyone is going to be your ideal client. The sooner we actually embrace that you know what, I only want to work with more and more ideal clients because it's going to be easier, you're going to get them better results, it's going to be a joy, that you don't want to work with unideal clients, no matter how desperate you are with money, it just does not work. And let me actually give you an example of myself. I am one, and I'm going to throw out a company name. I don't know if anyone is actually with Melaleuca, but Melaleuca is a great company. They've got, natural products like cleaning products, and so and Melaleuca has not changed really. I mean, they're a great company. What they offer, has not changed, generally speaking, for this example. Now, I can tell you, like 8 years ago, if someone from Melaleuca was trying to convince me that going to buy the items at the grocery store, the bleach and the regular type of cleaning products, and try to convince me, I was not their ideal client. I loved the ease of, hey, I'm going to the supermarket, let me just pick some things, let me buy what's on sale. I was not interested. An ideal client is someone who they're going to be a joy to work with. They're looking for this solution. They're at the point where they're looking for this solution, so you don't need to convince them. Then I went through some health issues. I was diagnosed with super advanced breast cancer, was not given very high chances of survival. It was super advanced. I could tell you that rocked my world, right? And I was like, okay, just tell me how. I want to remove some of these toxicities in my life. I was a prime ideal client. I was looking for a solution on ways to reduce the toxicities in my home. And I became a Melaleuca client, right? It was perfect. I wasn't 8 years ago, so I wouldn't have wanted to be convinced. I was at that moment. And I can actually even see me transitioning into like this granola person where I at some point would like to make my own cleaning products. And when I get to that point, I would not want to be convinced by this individual, this fictional individual, let's just say, being like, but no, they're not, they're not effective. And if that's where I'm at, I don't want to be convinced. So you could see that company, Melaleuca, and their products they were fabulous the whole entire time. And I was the same person, but there were some times when I was the ideal client and sometimes when I'm not. So I know that's a real paradigm shift, right? We don't want to sometimes we get our feelings hurt if someone's not interested but when we embrace that, you can actually get more clients by doing less, because you're not trying to be all things to all people. You're just trying to figure out, okay, that person who is looking for this solution, where are they hanging out online and offline? When they're looking for the solution, where do they go? Do they ask a friend? Do they go Google, non-toxic cleaning products? What do they do? And that starts with really knowing your ideal client. So a health coach, for example, instead of marketing to anyone with a life who wants to feel better or lose weight, I mean, anyone with a life, again, is hanging out everywhere. So where the heck are you going to market to them? What about this health coach might actually want to focus on brides who want to lose weight for their wedding? So they'd be then figuring out, well, where are brides-to-bes hanging out online and offline? So instead of working any old health fair, maybe they're working at the Bridal Expo, and they've got this, 30 days to look, stellar in your wedding dress, and that's how they help folks. And they know everything about that day of the beauty and, how they want to look in their pictures and all of that stuff. They're going to tailor their marketing message and their packages directly to the bride-to-be. And they're just going to market. Now, of course, this is not limiting your business. I will tell you that health coach who gets phenomenal results for these brides, don't you think that bride is going to tell their mom, is going to tell their sister? So it does not limit your ability to work with anyone and everyone. You choose that. But you'll be shocked at when you actually do have this target, how that group it's so easy to market to them. They're just naturally drawn to you because they feel like, oh my gosh, you get me. You're speaking my language. So that's huge. And like I said, sometimes you might even be thinking maybe you're like, I've heard this before, but I haven't done it because I just feel like I'd be limiting who you're selling to. You're not. You're not. You're just getting clear on where to spend your limited marketing time, money, and energy so you get the greatest bang for your buck. And you will be shocked at how you'll actually be increasing your marketing effectiveness exponentially. Exponentially. Now, if you don't know your ideal client, I'm not saying stop your business until you figure that out. I mean, a lot of times this just gets clearer and clearer the more people you help. The more people you help solve problems, your ideal client and your ideal client character is just going to get clearer and clearer. So part of it's a journey. But again, be thinking about, let's say you get off this webinar and your phone magically rings and you get a phone call from someone that says, hey, I heard about you. I want to start working with you. You know, tell me more. And this person is going to be a joy to work with. They're looking for a solution. They're willing to pay for a solution. You know that because they're struggling with A, B, and C, they're going to get great results. They're going to be a walking billboard for you. That's what you want to do. It's such a paradigm shift. Find more of them. Get out of the convincing game. So get some pen to paper and create this fictional character. And this is mine. Her name is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. She, like I said, she's 38. She's got 2 young kids. She's a health coach. She lives in Virginia, a different state than me. She's pretty savvy. She is, and she knows she's in the right business. She's been getting clients some great results, but it's been more feast and famine, right? She's getting some clients, and there's months that she doesn't, and it all just still seems overwhelming. Like it doesn't seem like her business is like this one functional whole. She just is feeling overwhelmed at times. She's feeling like things are slipping through the cracks. She knows there's a better way to do it. She is ready to ramp it up. She's ready to go from $2,000 a month to consistently $8,000 to $10,000 a month. That's my ideal client. So instead of me figuring out how do I market to anyone with a business, I figure out where are Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas hanging out online and offline where they'd be open to hearing my message. And anytime I'm marketing something like this is part of my marketing strategy, a free webinar. Again, 95% of the people who signed up are completely new to me, have never heard me before. So it's just a way, a no obligation type of way for me to invite you into my space and to learn a little bit from me, right? And see if I resonate with you or not. One of the main ways that I did this was through a very easy Facebook ad. Right? So Facebook ads is definitely a way to reach Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas. She's on Facebook. She's in her news feed, and she's a sponge for free information. Right? So that's how you could see how I really think through where are Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas. So to summarize this piece, getting more clients by doing less is instead of, this is a quote by, I think it's Barbara Hemphill, believe, instead of moving 10 things forward an inch, move 3 things forward a mile. So just pick 3 strategies, and give them your all. Be good and consistent. Take everything else off of your marketing plate. And then, also to summarize it, you're going to be saying, well, how do I find more of whatever your ideal client is? Tired Terrys, right? Stressed out Susans, disorganized Donnas. I don't know. Who's your ideal client? Again, I encourage you at the end of this webinar, flush through that exercise, get pen to paper, and talk about if your phone magically rings and it's somebody who you would love to work with. It's almost like you can think of a vending machine, right? You put in your money, you work your marketing plan, and you put in A3, right? Maybe it's potato chips that come out, but think in my situation, it's Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. A3. And I just want more A3s. A3. So you got to be so clear on the details of that A3. Who is it? Where are they located? What are they struggling with? What brought them to this point? What have they tried before? So please do not gloss over this exercise. And then when you figure out where are Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas, you also figure out, well, where do you genuinely, authentically want to be? I love Facebook. I love coming into Facebook news feeds. I love giving away free content. I love doing webinars. I love doing real workshops. I love getting behind the video and just talking. I could tell you I don't love Twitter. Personally, I do not love Twitter. So even if Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is on Twitter, if it's not someplace I genuinely, authentically want to be anyway, it's not part of my marketing plan. Yes, I have a Twitter presence. Yes, whatever I post on Facebook goes to Twitter, but I don't even count Twitter as a strategy because it's not something I'm really giving my all. Okay? So you figure out where are they, but where do you generally authentically want to be anyway? And one last thing I wanted to share here. I didn't know, I wanted to share this point. I wasn't exactly sure where to share it in the presentation. But ladies, there's a big difference between lead generation and list building. Okay? Lead generation and list building. What I'm doing here with the webinar, this is list building, right? You guys signed up and you were added to my list. And now we're going to start dating. My friendly little email will come into your email inbox every Thursday, full of tips and encouragement and videos and training and to help you in your business. But list building generally, to be honest, is generally a longer cycle, right? Many of you, I've been dating people for years sometimes before they're ready to raise their hand and say, Claire, I want some one-on-one mentoring. So there's generally a longer lag time between someone being added to your list and then becoming a client. But we want there to be list building strategies in our marketing plan. Lead generation is something like, for example, when I gave a free workshop in person in Raleigh 2 weeks ago. I hold a meetup group, a networking group. We get together every other Friday over lunch and we do a think tank and I facilitate that. That's a lead generating. I mean, I get tons of clients from that, and it's like sometimes they come and they meet me and it's a quick conversation, they become a one-on-one client. There's a much shorter lag time for lead generation. So again, we want a combination of both, but and when you're doing both, it again helps you get more and more clients. It helps you fill up your practice. So I just wanted to sort of point that out. Not sure if there's any other, when I opened up for questions too, if there's questions about that, because you may not have heard that in that term, the difference between lead generation and list building. All right, so how could we market? What are some marketing strategies? And I think it was, so Kate had a question. Well, how do you know which strategies to try first? All right, so one, and again, just real high level about marketing plan, my concept is instead of doing a little bit of everything, we're going to focus on 3 core strategies, right? 3 buckets that we can get our head around, and we say, these are the 3 ways that I market my business. And we focus on getting those strategies up and running, utilized to their fullest, right? We're not going to let those strategies come back down the mountain. We're going to push it up, and we're going to keep doing it consistently. So we see that rock, that boulder, going down the other side of the hill, and it's building on momentum and this life of its own, and we're like, oh my gosh, look at all these people coming to me. And another thing with your marketing plan is it's a marketing plan that you're going to grow into. It's not a marketing plan that you're going to start doing everything like an expert tomorrow. No, you just put your plan and you grow into your plan. And you keep your eyes open for learning opportunities on things that are in your plan. So if Twitter is in your marketing plan and you don't know much about Twitter, still put it in your marketing plan as a placeholder so you know I'm going to focus on these things. I'm not going to worry about all this other stuff. I'm just going to get really good at this. And you just focus on getting those things up and running and becoming more expert at them. So what would be your strategies? Let me see if I can get my little pen feature here. I might have lost it. Yeah, I lost it. Darn. I love my little annotation tools. But anyway, your winning strategies should meet these 3 criteria. So if you look at the top right, these are strategies that are going to effectively connect to your ideal client. So that means you've already done that pre-work, right? So for me, they're going to connect to Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. So I think about Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. Where is she hanging out? Online and offline. So brainstorm all those places where she'd be open to hearing my message. Now, Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is open to hearing my message when I come into her news feed, but not most likely if I just struck up a conversation with her in the supermarket, right, when she's got all of her kids with her and she's tired. So you got to figure out is she open to hearing this message. There's going to be times that even that Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda would be open to hearing my messages, and then times she'd be turned off by hearing the message. So Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda, she is at live networking events. She is on social media, right? She's on Facebook. She's on LinkedIn. She's a sponge for information, right? So she's wanting to sign up for workshops and webinars. She is in front of Google, and she's typing in, how do I find new clients? How do I manage my time, right? Tips for women entrepreneurs. She's typing these things in. So I want a website presence. I want a video that I did on YouTube or a blog post article to appear. That's where she's hanging out. So you brainstorm that. Then you brainstorm on the left-hand side here strategies that fit my personality, that fit your personality. Because if it feels icky, don't do it. Because if it does, don't you think you're going to find every reason in the book to procrastinate? And this is why I'm encouraging you to close your ears sometimes to what the experts are telling you. Because a Facebook expert's going to say you got to be on Facebook, and a blogging expert's going to say you got to be on blogging, and a Twitter expert's going to say you got to be on Twitter, because those platforms are very effective in and of itself. But if it's not someplace you would genuinely, authentically want to be, if you wouldn't want to do webinars, like if this completely drains you, then it might not be a strategy for you initially. Pick strategies that really fit your personality. They feel authentic, energetically. You're like, yeah, I can do it. And then last but not least, there's strategies you could commit to doing consistently. Because if I'm going to give a live workshop, I want to be doing a live workshop every 3 months. If I'm going to be doing a webinar, I want to be doing 1 to 2 webinars a month. If I'm going to be part of a networking group, I want to show up to almost every single meeting and really get to know the ladies in that group. If I'm going to be sending out an e-newsletter, I want to be doing that consistently every week. So pick strategies that you can do consistently. And this is things like, I mean, all of us have different time requirements, right? Some of us, you're really trying to figure out how to grow your business in like 10 to 20 hours a week. So you might not be able to go and speak, go to a weekly live networking group. It might not be something that you could commit to doing consistently because of whatever's going on in your life, how much time you've got. That's okay, ladies. Let's not use that as a hindrance for us to grow our business. Just get creative. Just pick strategies that, given whatever you've got going on, the realities of your life, how much time, how much energy, whatever, that you can commit to doing consistently. And then you just pick those 3 strategies. And the strategies might be, sorry, I've already mentioned this, right? But I love this visual. If it feels icky, don't do it. You are most likely very similar to your ideal client. So you are a really good gauge. I was ready to ramp it up Rhonda a number of years ago. So if a strategy feels icky to me, it probably would feel icky to ready to ramp it up Rhonda. So just don't do it. Go against the grain. If someone says you have to be doing something, tell them, no, I don't. So what are some marketing strategies? Live networking events are wonderful. You can go to meetup.com, and there are networking groups, I'm sure, that are meeting in your area. And I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. There's probably, 30, 40 networking groups in the area. And then there's the more formal groups. You can go to bni.com, and those are leads groups, right? They're hardcore. You go every week. You give leads. You get leads. You can start your own. Like I said, I started my own networking group on meetup.com. Just created my group. Meetup did all the organizing for me. Women, my ideal client is coming to me. So it doesn't need to just be business owners. I mean, if you're a health coach, why don't you create your own group about people in your area that want to get healthy? Or if you are you work with parents in relationships, right, then why don't you invite parents to come and learn from each other? And so live networking, actually engaging with people, whether it's business or personal, is huge. And then, of course, online networking. Is your market online? Are they? Is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda? The #1 place Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is Facebook. #1. So that's why I really started my strategy there. I didn't feel like I had to get profiles on all 4. LinkedIn, to be honest, more and more of my Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas are getting on LinkedIn. I just started my LinkedIn strategy last week. Last week, and I'm okay with that. Again, I don't feel like we need to be spread so thin that we're not doing anything incredibly well. So I'm getting my LinkedIn. I'm working on getting my connections, right? You want to get your connections up to 500 on LinkedIn, and then I'm going to start my strategy consistently. So if any of you, when I send my follow-up message or look for me, if you're on LinkedIn, I would love to get connected, please. But some people might be thinking, well, gosh, you are a business mentor. Why aren't you embarrassed that you're not on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and LinkedIn? I'm like, are you kidding me? I know how I'm getting my clients, and I just keep doing that. Yes, I continue to add to my marketing plan. I make it more robust every 90 days. Absolutely. There's tons of room for growth. But I think that's the mentality that kills us, right? We feel like we've got to be all things to all people. No. So is your individual, your ideal client, are they online? Are they online networking? Or what about referrals? I mean, if you're a massage therapist, think about clients, new clients, how do they hear about you? Probably a lot of them are by referral. Their friend Susie just got a fabulous massage and posted it on Facebook. How do you really grow on that then? How do you have this referral program for your clients so that they're growing on word of mouth? Do you give them something because they're checking in on Facebook, right? They're checking in at your business page saying, just got the best massage ever. Like referrals, there's so much that could be done there. As service-based providers, to tell you the truth, we would love, the ideal would be when you can get your business where 80% of your revenue, 80% is coming from repeat clients or referrals, word of mouth, and only 20% on new. But we're missing out on that opportunity. Just to love on your current clients. There's so much of your marketing strategies can be just around that, around a referral program, making sure they know a referral program, that's fabulous, right? Publicity. What about publicity? Is that something that would appeal to your ideal client, where they see you, they're seeing you all over the place. They saw you in a magazine. Like, is that how they would choose someone like you? And there are things that you can do. If you look at this last bullet, there's places you can submit for free PR. It's called prlog.org, prlog.org. Or you can go to HARO, which is Help a Reporter Out. And if you sign up for HARO, you get 2 emails a day, and it tells you about all of the people that are there's normally like 40 stories that they're looking for people to quote. So if you're a health coach and they're looking for someone who's giving a great gluten-free recipe, you can actually respond to that, and if they select you, you can imagine how that can really boost your business. And it's completely free to sign up for Help a Reporter Out. So that's something that you can look at. And then there's all the speaking and writing and videos, which is huge. Would your market want to sign up for a free webinar or listen to a podcast, right? Or are they wanting to go to a free talk? That's huge to grow your business. Or what about writing? Like I said, are they typing something into Google and then you want one of your articles to appear? So writing, whether you're writing on your own website or you're a guest blogger for somebody else, you can submit articles to online directories like ezinearticles.com, which is a free site, and they can get your article not only on your website but on lots of different sites. Again, if your market is typing into Google and they want to see that, or maybe they're big readers and they want to read an ebook or a Kindle book. Writing is huge. What about videos? Would that be popular? You just getting behind the video camera and do like Q&A videos, or do essentially your own TV show, and you upload it to YouTube. It can be just 3 tips. One thing that I do is 3 tips in 3 minutes. Very simple, but that's a marketing strategy. It's ways that these Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas that are all over the United States can get to see me and get to know me. Or maybe events. What about vendor shows or trade shows? Is that a way? Is your market going to these events looking for people like you? You can go to sites like tsnn.com, so that health coach can go to tsn.com and type in bridal shows and see where all the bridal shows are happening in the area. Or advertising. Now, most of you, again, was through a Facebook ad. So that was a marketing strategy, because Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas are looking in their newsfeed and they're a sponge for information. So again, you pick the strategies and just pick 3 to start. Brainstorm, right? Take a look at this Venn diagram. First, you brainstorm all the places that your ideal client is looking for someone like you when they're looking for that solution. Where would that be? Which of those fit your personality, and which of those can you do consistently, and start there. So when I say start there, we're talking about getting pen to paper and creating a marketing plan, right? And like I said, it's all about the simplicity, the power of 3. Focusing on those 3 strategies, those 3-step strategies that feel authentic, that you could be consistent, and knowing you don't have, if you want to start doing a video on YouTube, you don't need to be an expert. out of the gate. You just start doing it. We all start from ground zero. When I look at the videos I did last year, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so sad in those videos. The videos I'm doing now, I'm actually getting ready to, all my videos are soon going to be done professionally. So I just keep upping my game. That's what it's about. We just keep getting better and better and better. And I've got a ton of way to go, and I will never arrive, right? We're never going to arrive. Every 3 months or so, I look to see, okay, how can I do what I'm doing already, do it better? So here is an example of a marketing plan. Again, you'll pick your 3 strategies. So let's say one of your strategies is live networking. So I said that that's how I can meet Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas. So what I encourage you to do is take that strategy and then do what's called the power of 3. It doesn't need to be 3 exactly, but if live networking is going to be one of your strategies, then I would say probably being part of one group is not going to be enough to really get lots and lots of people flowing in the top part of your funnel. You also probably don't want to be part of 8 groups because, again, you'd be spread too thin. How are you really doing that well? How are you really getting to know people? So that's why I say 3. But it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be, if one of your strategies is social media, what would be your 3 platforms? Again, it doesn't need to be exactly 3, but you see what I'm saying. We want it, if that's going to be a strategy, we want it to be robust enough. And then almost the most important part is the last part, these ongoing marketing action items, anywhere between 8 to 10, where you're saying, you know, so what? I'm part of these groups, going to live networking, but so what? What can I do to really make the most of it? And your marketing action items, you'll see a lot of times are you're just being intentional. Like I have here, send a handwritten card after each one-on-one. That's just a little thing you're doing. You're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's to really start building a relationship with somebody. Or I have here number 6, come at least 15 minutes early to each meeting to casually network, you know, with at least one other person. I'm just being intentional. And I know that that time is wisely spent. I'm not going to run on into the networking meeting on my hind heels, right, and run on out. It's those little things. I have number 2, have at least one one-on-one meeting a week. So again, if I'm going to a networking meeting, I want to see, well, who else is going that I haven't met with in a while? Let me shoot them a quick message, see if they have some time to chat before or after. So you get really good with those marketing action items. You're just being intentional. You're just maximizing it the most. So you have your 3 core strategies. And if you're wondering what mine are, live networking, online social networking, and increasing my expert status through giving away content. Those are my 3 ways. I go to groups, I got an online social media presence, and I give away content. And again, it's the most important is that last column, being intentional. Asking yourself, okay, I'm already doing this stuff, so how can I do it better? How can I get to know more people? Right, to build relationships with them. How can I build my referral network? How can I point my ideal clients to what I have to offer so we could start that dating relationship? How can I cross my T's, dot my I's? That's what it's about. And then we want to make sure that plan translates to your calendar. So if you were to look at my October calendar, you'd see when I was doing my webinars, when I'm going to my networking meetings, when I'm doing my blog post, when I'm sending out my e-zine, right? You will see when I'm publishing my videos. You'll see, and I like to color coordinate it, so you'll see my first strategy is live networking. I want all of my live networking events and marketing activities to be in one color. If my second strategy is online social media, I want that, like what days am I posting, how much am I posting, to be in another color. And my third thing is giving away content, right? So that would be like, when am I doing my webinars? When am I doing my blog posts? All of that in another color. And then you would see, are you doing it? Are you doing each strategy to the fullest? And are you doing enough? So bottom line, ladies, marketing simplified. So please say no to the shiny object syndrome, right? Hopefully you heard that less is more. But focus on doing that less, more consistently. All right, so less is more, but focus on doing that less, more consistently. Again, if it feels icky, don't do it. You have a plan and you work the plan. And you have that plan make its way to your calendar, so you're actually seeing it. You're able to be really planful. You're not running behind the 8 ball all the time. And then you see what's working and you do more of it. If I see that my networking meeting that I go to, that I get lots of clients, if I see webinars work well, if I see that I'm doing videos are working well, then do more of it, right? Don't spread yourself so thin that you're doing lots of different strategies, just do more of it. And like I said, I like to improve it every 90 days. Every fresh 90 days when I'm creating a new success plan, that's one of the things that I do, is I look at my profit funnel, I look at my marketing plan, and I say, okay, now what? How can I perfect this? How can I get better? How can I maximize this? So with that said, I know that we've got folks on the call with lots, then I want to answer Kate's question too, with lots of different businesses. And I know I quickly talked about the profit funnel, and we were really talking about the marketing plan, right, and really simplifying the marketing plan. But one thing that I'd love to offer y'all, completely complimentary, where you and I can just talk. We could take a look at your business. We could take a look at your profit funnel. We could take a look at what your marketing strategies might be. I offer what's called a profit funnel tune-up. And after every webinar, I block out a week or so, well, not the whole entire week, but I mean, I have chunks of time to speak specifically with you. So you can go to profitfunneltuneup.com. And again, we would just talk. Now, these calls are for service-based entrepreneurs. Like everything we shared is the same, whether you are in direct sales or, you're selling a product. But these conversations, my forte truly is for the service-based entrepreneur. So again, that individual who's trying to figure out how to package her time and her expertise to help folks solve problems. So we just hop on the phone, and then I'd help you create this crystal clear vision for you, for your ultimate business success, what that could look like. And then let's talk and see some of these hidden challenges that truly are probably sabotaging you. They're keeping you stuck. They're sabotaging the growth of your business. And I just love these conversations. Like, there's no greater joy than just hopping on the phone with another business owner. And I want you to leave that session being like, oh my gosh, that was awesome. Like, really feeling renewed, re-energized, inspired to turn your business around, to turn your business into this highly profitable, revenue-generating business that you love. So definitely go there, go to Profit Funnel Tune-Up. Just go ahead and answer a couple questions, hit submit, and then we'll take a look at that. My virtual assistant will get in touch with you, and we'll just find a casual time, a convenient time for both of us to hop on the phone, real casual. And I would love just to be able to chat with you and your business. And so we'll end there. I know we're right at a couple of minutes over, so we're going to end there. But anyone who wants to hang on and ask a question, feel free to do that in the chat function. But everyone else, just thank you for calling in. So appreciate it. And Kate, you said you do home staging, and home staging, which I love from watching all the shows. What's the one show I love now? Flip or Flop, right? And they have these home stagers that come in. So you think about people that are needing home staging, at what point are they most looking for that? Is it when they're working with the real estate agent and they realize it's not selling, right? So is it real estate agents that you're really then building relationships with real estate agents? Is it floppers, or not floppers, flippers? Hopefully they're not floppers, right? Is it flippers? And how do you build a relationship? How do you reach them? Maybe they're really your ideal client, right? Or is it people that you just know they're selling the house themselves, and you see these for sale by owners? Or how do you figure out the people who are for sale by owners? Or is it you see it's really through referrals? So I know that my friend Sally is selling a house, and I know that Kate is fabulous at this, and it's really through referrals. And I'd say, oh, you definitely have to contact Kate, So that's the key thing, is you got to figure out where is that individual at. When they're at that point when you're not needing to convince them how helpful home staging is, right? They're at the point where they know they need this. They're looking for this solution. Where would they go? Would they type in to Google? For my situation, I live in Raleigh. Would they type in home staging Raleigh? Is that the keyword that they're typing? And then you'd want your website to appear. And how do you do that? You would know, well, what are they typing in? Home staging Raleigh, or home staging wherever you're at. And is that a keyword that's built into every single page on your website? So if you were to type that in, you come up first. So that's the key thing, Kate. It's just to do some brainstorming about where do they go when they're looking for that type of solution. And again, ladies, so we'll wrap it up now. And again, I'm encouraging you all to sign up for that Profit Funnel Tune-Up where we can just, go in an hour long and just talk about you and your business and how to get you where you want to go. So, ladies, I appreciate you hanging on. I know, again, we're 6 minutes over, so I just really appreciate your time. And I'll be sending out the recording with the link for those who want to sign up for that Profit Funnel Tune-Up conversation. And I wish, I'm cheering you on. I'm cheering you on from Raleigh, North Carolina, because I believe if you have a dream to do this business, you absolutely 100% can do it. So do not give up on that. Just figure out the best and easiest and fastest way to get there. So I'm cheering you guys on, and I will talk with you soon. You're welcome, Kate. Bye, everyone. Take care.